Needles have been found in sandwiches on 4 Delta Airlines flights, and 2 passengers suffered minor injuries from needles found in the meat of sandwiches served aboard flights from Amsterdam to the U.S., according to a federal official report. The FBI is investigating. The sandwiches were served to business class passengers, crew members, and government employees that were on the flights. At least one batch of 17 sandwiches appeared to be made by a U.S. company based at Amsterdam's airport. The sandwiches were served on the flight to Minneapolis-St. Paul just a few days ago. Now, here's something interesting. 2 passengers aboard the flight found the needles in their sandwiches, okay? The sandwiches were turned over to Customs and Border Patrol. They needed to do some analysis of those lunch meats, Lewis. Mitt Romney also asked that an unidentified chocolate goodie be turned over for analysis. A lot of uncertainty about what some of those food items are on these planes.
Right, right. A lot of uncertainty in general. I hope I don't get hungry on my way to...
That's right, you're flying Delta. You really shouldn't with all the anti-union stuff.
What can I do?
Yeah.
I didn't have many options.
You need my help booking your flights. I know you say every time it would make no difference, but when we end up going to the same place, I end up getting flights that are cheaper and much more convenient.
No, they're not more convenient. Like when we went to Arizona, you had like 2 stops and it was completely ridiculous. I had 1 and it was way more convenient and I paid a tiny bit more.
That's the one exception.
No, I doubt it.
Believe me. Just check with me next time before you book it.
Yeah, okay, Flight Master David.
If it doesn't work, you book your thing.
The flight guru, David.
You lose nothing.
I encourage every listener to contact David if they have a flight problem.
Okay, back to the sandwiches. One of the passengers who bit in the needle actually pricked his mouth. And
Prick. All right.
They actually put him on antiretroviral drugs because if one of those needles had HIV, you would want to start him on that right away. Now, here's what's fascinating. I don't even understand how this happens, but the guy who this happened to, James Tongues or Tongus, I don't know how to pronounce his name. On Good Morning America, he said that his teenage son, who was traveling from Amsterdam on a different flight, was also a victim, and authorities are investigating. What are the odds that 2 members of the same family on different flights get needles in their food on these 2 different flights? It's a little bit weird.
And they both order the sandwiches. Presumably the same type of sandwich.
And the kid didn't want to give the sandwich to the crew because he said he was going to keep it as evidence for a potential future lawsuit.
Yeah. Which is a good call.
It's smart, actually. It is actually smart. However...
The sandwich isn't going to stay good forever. What are you going to do?
It's just a little bit weird. What are the odds that people on 2 separate flights get these... I don't know. It's just something about it strikes me as a little bit off, but who am I to say?
Hey, I mean, we've heard of much stranger things happening.
We certainly have.
Yeah.
Well, you've been involved in far stranger things personally.
I have?
On flights.
Really?
You've been involved in just about every weird thing on flights.
I don't know. This is pretty weird.
You've never eaten syringes, but...
No.
Okay. Let's take a break. Facebook.com/David Pakman Show. Like us on Facebook. We'll be back after the break with Bae Buchanan, the known political strategist and Romney advisor. I have a number of questions for her, Lewis. Hopefully she will... appease me by answering a few of them. Back after this.
The David Pakman Show at davidpakman.com.